The Big Issue. Breaking down the issues that matter.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Leadership Podcast. It's another edition of The Big Issue. First of all, let's just apologize for the delay. It was due to unforeseen circumstances beyond our control. Without taking much of your time, we are going into the big issue of the day, which is the 2023 polls. The beheading of Imo local government chairman and its confirmation of INEC fears that the 2023 general election might not hold if the growing insecurity situation in the country continues unabated. As usual, I'm your regular host, and with me here in the studio, our in-house analyst, Silas Ezogu and Tunde Oguntola. Yes, the sole administrator of Ideato North local government area of Imo State, Christopher Ohizu, was beheaded by gunmen who claimed that there will be no 2023 election in the southeast region. Ohizu, who was kidnapped last Friday alongside two others, as well as his houses set ablaze, was on Sunday beheaded by the criminals after collecting 6 million naira ransom. And after beheading Ohizu, they posted the gruesome murder of the council chairman on his WhatsApp status. And that is how people got to know that he had been killed. And as they do so, the gunmen were heard talking from in the background, at the background of the video that went viral on social media, saying, "Hope," referring to Imo State Governor, "Hope, you see this man kneeling here, you know this man, the way I am killing this man is the way I am going to kill you. You think hiring soldiers will save you? We are not ESM, we are not IPOP, we are a set group of people that see what is happening in the land. And we are saying no. We must fight to make sure that Biafra is restored. Biafra must be restored. As far as the Eastern region is concerned, no election." Well, Silas, I don't know what to describe this. See, this man, he's the local government chairman of Ideato. See how he was, beheaded, pictured part of his body after collecting 6 million naira ransom. On Friday, he was shot. He shot him on the leg. Then they killed two of his associates, set his houses on fire, then whisked him off to an unknown destination. Only for them to carry out that whole murder on Sunday and then post the video. And then I wonder whether now we will not begin to see reasons why INEC had come out to once tell me that if nothing is done, there might be no election. Because what we are saying here, who want to go out to vote when the people doing this are there scot-free, no effort, no clue yet as to whether they are getting, they are just there. They have warned that there will be no election. And the electorate will go out to vote on election day without parents things like controversy. INEC is right now.
That's right. This is really, I don't know how to begin. It's a very sad day. Just thinking about people that this just person that some people are not happy with. You know, I know I'm not happy. that just happened. It shows how much wildlife is there now with this kind of elements. But when we come back to the bush side, even though government went about that trying to counter what that INEC officials said, everybody knew, everybody who is true to himself knows that, especially in the southeast, um, became developed an armed group. Violence has become a normal thing in Southeast that used to be the most peaceful part of Nigeria in the past. So it's disturbing. Rather than just go and say the election of the head, I would like to see government use this case as a point to send the message that those who are creating this kind of against Nigeria, against the election, and against everything, that they are quickly caught and dealt with. That would send a good message. And two, they are claiming they are not IPOB.
They are not ESN.
ESN is an arm of IPOB.
IPOB, yeah.
What's the meaning of, okay, what is their name? They must work under some group.
They are unknown gunmen. That is what they have
So
been
they are
referring to them
unknown
since
gunmen.
last Friday.
And they also they collected ransom.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. So it has always been this kind of people say that even when Kalu saying the violence in the southeast no longer interested in the violence, saying it should stop. Apple has said so. And the ESL has always denied that one of these killings in the southeast. Government has always quickly said it's without sometimes before the crime is committed, the government has come out to say that these are police or anything. Sometimes government can predict from past experience. But if the country says they're not the one, I know that the fact that they say they are not IPOB, doesn't mean they are not. The majority used to defect. So what needs to be done is that you can say it 100 times, 1 million times. But if you have a government that is that's not ready to move an inch, there's a problem. These people caught this man, they did this attack in a certain time. There was no response from security agencies to do that. Maybe they were supposed to attack. Then for 2 days, 3 days, they were using this man's phone, possibly
To negotiate the ransom.
possibly. They were calling people to negotiate. And there was no effort to track. They thought that if you just pay the ransom, it's over. Now, you can say it's not over. By now, even if the police wanted, the security agencies got involved, and I don't know whether they formally reported the matter, but it's in the press. So police should have investigated immediately, found out those who are talking to, who took the ransom, who negotiated with them, who did they talk to, took which phone. With that, they can trace these people. Even if they want to sue a ransom, the fact that the thing has gone this way, they will be close enough to apprehending those who did this thing.
Yes.
But like I'm telling you, we are talking. It's only by grace of God they will cut. But come to INEC, there are people who are that it's not a certain Mr. Epa who claims to be a pop person with whatever, the absence of color. And he's not in Nigeria. So I expect the government to do everything possible to bring him back to face trial because he is, by his assertions, seeming to encourage violence in the Southeast. It's possible that he's working for some paid agents. And if you're doing investigation, you start from who wants to benefit from this system. So I don't. In fact, there are too many things to go around this matter. But the issue is that uh, government, beyond just saying, "Oh, we will not have the election everywhere in Nigeria," they must show serious boot on the ground to convince people across Nigeria that their security is guaranteed. Otherwise, on that day, a lot of people will not go to vote and they're afraid that come election.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sir. And the worst of it is that when INEC raised this alarm about the election not likely to hold because of the growing insecurity situation in the country, there was a backlash. The commission the next day made the vote face and said the election will hold because the security agency had given them the assurance of safety. And today, you're close to INEC by virtue of the fact that you are in that bit. INEC's U-turn on what it earlier said, the one in the cave, was very sudden. Most Nigerians say perhaps it was the backlash they got that would have made them to just suddenly change their mind and come out to say elections will hold.
Thank you, George, for that question. But first, before commenting on perhaps maybe election will hold or not, I will quickly condemn the killing, the beheading of the Imo State local government chairman by these assailants who still receive ransom, yet they kill him. And at this point, I must say the insecurity situation in the southeast has not assumed an alarming situation. The proportion that this insecurity is going is getting so sad that it must be condemned by all. You see, when it happens to Mr. A and Mr. B is keeping quiet, soon it will knock your door. The Abuja we are in is also not safe. All states in the southeast at the moment is boiling. It now behoves on all the governors. Because when after winning the election, they took an oath of office saying that they will protect the life of every citizen. It's now behoves on them to do that. They have to call a security meeting because it's so sad that the security situation now where in fact some non-state actors can say there's a sit at home. That alone shows that these governors are not in charge. They can easily do what Obasanjo did by sending a military administration there to take over if they cannot protect the lives and properties of the citizens of the southeast. Not just the beheading of the Imo local government chairman, a House of Rep candidate of Labour Party was also killed and his house is burnt, as well as his cars was also burnt just a few days back. All this is not signaling well, like it's portending to danger ahead of this 2023 election. You see, while INEC might have received assurances from security agencies that the 2023 election will hold, you see, the people from the southwest have a popular maxim that the Saturday that will be a very good one, we will start seeing the sign from Friday. See, this election is just maybe 6-7 weeks time. We're already saying we're in 2023 election. The security agency, including the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, must stand tall to ensure that no part of the country is ungovernable. The presidential party of the Labour Party was in Katsina State. Its convoy was stoned. In fact, during the campaign too, there were some boys who were throwing stone. All this is not good. It's showing the politics of hate. And I must say that this 2023 election is one of the elections that is not issue-based. All the politicians are guilty of this. None of them is really coming out with a blueprint to salvage this nation. Where are we going to? where are we at this moment? Do you think we will achieve a great nation with all this?
Thank you very much.
What if the most unliked candidate win the election? What will happen in Nigeria if by this time we're already seeing all this?
Well, thank you very much, Tunde. Somebody said, Silas, that for the fact that the person killed is a local government chairman, I think the security agencies, the governors, the politicians will sit up, because there is a fear that if it could happen to a local government chairman, then it could happen to a governor. You know, the abductors of the local government chairman, the killers of the local government chairman, when they were talking in that video, they were referring to Imo State governor. They threatened to kill him the way they killed the council chairman. And one would have agreed that yes, for the fact that politicians have been touched, just like you spoke about the Labour Party, I think the government of the day will sit up knowing very well that it could come to them at a particular point in time when they too become very helpless. But at the end of the day, there is no even sign that anything has changed. Even the coverage, the way the matter is being reported, the reactions to it did not even show any sign of shock on the part of government. And then, as you say that INEC was wrong when you say, look, election might not hold, because as a voter, you go to the polling booth while you're waiting to cast your, you go see gunmen from nowhere coming shooting.
Was it not the most that Kuchinyere? No, last weekend. That he had so far this kind of thing. They raided his house, burnt houses, burnt.
That's the spokesman of COP.
Of yes, CUPP. Conference of what?
Coalition of
United
Political Parties.
Yes, who was also a candidate in the House of Rep candidate in the state on that PDP. And then I was shocked to see the governor of the state so calm and unconcerned in his reaction to what happened to a citizen of his state, even accusing him of being behind what happened. You know, Imo State is a solid pass in the status since that governor inherited that seat from a Supreme Court ruling. Where he came forth in election, and then now through police report, say became #1. That's still an unknown peace. And I was listening to analysts saying that if the governor is not a man of peace, that state cannot enjoy peace. I've seen analysts describing, even the way he reacted to the Gochinyere attack. It's like, well, that's the serves you right, that kind of attitude. People, I want to believe that after getting that seat, what they need to do was to make peace among all the contending parties so they can have the free reign. Let me tell you, I know it's so sad, but as long as he's going to Imo State, that state will never know peace. Because a lot of people there see him as holding a mandate that they don't give him.
They don't belong to him.
And his vibes, body language, the way he sends his message out, to no serious man who is ready to make peace to all the people, See, when Yar'Adua came to power, the first thing he said, the election that brought him was flawed. That calmed the waters a lot. That admission, So, but then I don't want to blame the government of what's happening. It's possible that man that man could not have become a local government SOLAD administrator. That means there was no election. Appointed him without being an ally of the government. So he is one of the bereaved in this case. So maybe this will ginger him to look for a way to work that the security of Imo State will cover everybody, both himself and his opponents. Because it's supposed to be the chief secretary of the state, working with security agencies, the police, the SSS, the army, to secure everybody, not just his friends, himself, even his opponents, they need to be secure. That's what I didn't get from the response to Uchinyere's attack on the man. I didn't get that one that this person needed, even though in another camp, he also, his security is also paramount. I didn't get that from his interview afterwards. So, I come to INEC. INEC needs to speak up because if somebody said there won't be election and they're asking, send your men to go to the field there, with what?
Okay.
They're not going to carry guns with them. So the security agencies are supposed to provide. And if the security agencies are not able to, solve some of this,
And the way
these attacks, happening now,
the commission
how can they provide security for INEC officials who will be sent into the field at that
in the
time?
dramatic vote phase, the commission turned immediately the next day, and that was after the federal government, through the Minister of Information and Culture, had spoken and put a lie on what INEC said. The commission immediately reacted.
George, that statement was not an INEC release, official release.
It was an official of INEC.
It's an official of
Representing the
No,
INEC
not
chairman.
even if it is.
You know,
You're not
Professor
talking of
Zulu,
yes, so the INEC official represent somewhere.
which one?
while
which one?
representing the
Which
INEC
one? Wait,
chairman.
which one is stronger? Because when you talk of official release by INEC, here we are talking of somebody who went to represent the chairman of INEC, and everything is at the he spoke there to have been the position of INEC chairman. Of course.
It's possible I didn't get the INEC chairman's, authority to speak at this part of the. Because I'm told, God present me there.
You
He
expect
can send somebody.
to
He can say, he can send someone to say, well, God present that place. You know exactly what he's going to say. When he says something that is this critical like that, that's why the INEC chairman, got his voice to say no, we're doing election. Otherwise, this was another chairman that spoke in that way. You think that he will recant himself overnight?
The man, I'm sure
No,
that they
he's
would
a representative.
I'm sure that they would have scolded
He
him.
must have called the message. They sent it to God, deliver that place.
They would have scolded him,
Yeah, man.
especially
Yeah.
when the federal government came out.
Next time.
Eh.
They don't send the message easily again like
At
that.
the end of the day, you just discover that it's an unhealthy subject to scapegoatism, because the way the thing happened, it was even INEC. It's as if INEC too was on the spot.
Yes.
I think
And like I said, George,
they faced the bullet very hard.
I don't need to get the security agencies to do more. Let them sit down and look at it critically. Because there's no point. We have had a election in Nigeria where NYC members who were INEC staff were killed in parts of the country. Well, you are saying
And there was also election that even people with disabilities were used as ad hoc staff.
And then
they performed
Tunde, we were expecting
in the same
INEC.
country.
We were expecting that
so
INEC would have come out to speak, because when these killers of that local government chairman spoke, they just one point. They pointed to one thing, and that what they did there to prove a point that the election will not hold. At least one would have had INEC coming to say something in respect of the forthcoming election, especially as it borders on that southeast region, to affect this. INEC too has said it.
You see, when it comes to INEC position on security, INEC strictly relies on the ISS. You understand? Where security agency will ensure that election hold. Now, it behoves on what? The DSS, the police, civil defense, the military, the NSS office to do what? To start gathering intelligence. If they've not done that already. You understand? And ensure
CBN governor.
George, they have to be proactive. And for you to be proactive, you have to what? Gather intelligence. So that to ensure that there's a level playing ground in Southeast. If not so, there'll be voter apathy in the Southeast region. People will be largely disenfranchised. When they say, just a situation when they say there's a seat at home, and once anybody comes out, they will kill such person as a lesson for others not to come outside. You understand? So on election day, just to get their PVC, they're already killing people. People who go out, INEC staff from the Southeast are being killed daily. So now, how will the election move? Who will go and sit down there as presiding officer? Who will sit down there as ad hoc staff? Who will even go out to thumbprint or to vote on that election day amidst this insecurity? This all behoves on what? The governors, the president of the Federal Republic Nigeria to ensure that there is a level playing ground for election to hold?
Well, that is where we draw the curtain of today's edition of the big issue. But there is just one take here from the big issue, that the killing, the gruesome murder of the local government chairman of Ideato in Imo State is a wake-up call, and it is a sign of things to come as Nigerians step into the 2023 general election. The killers of the local government chairman said the election will not hold in the southeast region. And that is in conformity with concern raised by the electoral umpire, INEC, where it warned that, look, if something is not done urgently to check and nip the growing insecurity in the board, then elections might not hold. Just like Tunde said, the situation might even lead to voter apathy, where at the end of the day, nobody will come out to the polling unit to vote, especially in that region. The ball is in the court of security agencies to do their bit in order to save Nigerians from the danger ahead. The electorate must not die because they are going to choose their leader. Thank you for keeping tab with us, and of course, I thank our analysts for addressing the big issue. Join us same time tomorrow for another edition of this program. Have a wonderful day.